Okay, so we've been out a little bit, but we are back with Max's translations. Orangemushroom.net. Support him if you want to. Latest KMS Tespia. A lot of stuff came to Korea this week. Thursday, Friday, depending on your time zones. A lot of quality of life stuff and story improvements. You might have already seen some about it. We're going to go over the full translated patch notes by Max over at Orangemushroom. So, new test server. I didn't even click the thing yet. I'm a professional. Don't second guess me. Here we go. Lots of stuff. Spring project. Boss HP percentage display feature has been added. A UI that displays their HP percentage has been added below the boss portrait. For the Guardian Angel Sign, only the actual HP dark green will be displayed. For Lucid, the HP will be displayed by adding up the multiple HP bars. Okay. For Will Phase 1, the HP of each color will be displayed. Oh god, more stuff. And for Varishilla, the HP will be displayed based on the total HP as well. Okay, so total bars added together. Okay. The next step to me is that the debuffs for bosses get displayed as icons right next to this. So we can see, or like here, I don't know, like how as high as possible in the corner, with either a timer and with blinking on when it's going to expire, rather than they're fighting and vying for positioning over the boss, because like only 5 or so, or something like that can be really displayed at a time. So if there's more than 5, which a lot of times there are, if you're a 6-man party, the debuffs will be fighting all over the place, and sometimes you won't see yours for 10 seconds, even though it is there. And then you might be debuffing more and losing DPS because of it, because you're just, like, debuffing to make sure that your debuff hasn't expired already. So that's the next thing I would love to see that gets changed, but we'll see about that. I'm able to obtain final damage with my Pathfinder with buffs. I'm still at 0%. I think there's a passive that you have to level. Is it 3rd job, 4th job? That gives you final damage. And you will also get final damage if you're in reboot just for leveling. If you don't have any at all, then you're in non-reboot, so. Then, Aisha will allow you to buy multiple items at once. How long has Ursus been in this game? This is groundbreaking stuff, guys. Don't get me wrong, a lot of this stuff is probably very useful, but some of this stuff, the amount of time we have to wait for this is just mind-blowing. The fact that we're supposed to be, like, happy with this because we are finally getting it is like, how many events did it take before we could buy multiple items from an event shop? Like, that was 18 years, and then you still can't really buy everything from the event shop, only like some items. But why do they do this? But okay. Materials required for have been changed to be shared by characters within the same world. Oh, also. Okay, that's another added thingy. Following items which can be purchased from the Ursus shop can now be stacked up to 100 in a single slot. Spell trace voucher, the weather effect, and the additional potential. You can buy up to 100 in a single stack additional potential score. Wow. Using the Ursus shop, you can now purchase up to 100 of the following items at the same time. The vouchers, the weather, the medals of honor, clean slate, powerful flame, and then the additional and the epic scrolls. Okay. Chance time. Ooh, Star Force change. When Star Forcing the star catch will no longer activate if the success rate is 100% regardless of the star. Another one of those, why did it have to take so long, but thank you, I guess. Thank you. Appreciate that. Even when the destruction prevention checkbox is due. Nice. Oh, here, what's the other? Oh, it's the destruction prevention checkbox will no longer be automatically removed. Thank you. Because who would ever want that? If I have it ticked, it's because I want to go to the next star, but I don't want it to boom. So why would you untick it? That just made no sense to me, but okay. In Pink B, Normal, and Chaos, all status effects will be removed after defeating it. Thank you. I I too like walking in the direction of the drops and not in the other direction when I'm done killing it. In normal and chaos dusk, that's gloom, right? Yeah. Fear pattern, yeah, darkness. The character's petrify status effect will now be displayed before the summoned monsters. Oh yeah, like layered in front of it, right? Because sometimes you can't see that you have to do like the left right tapping because the monsters are just covering you, and then sometimes you die because you see it too late, or because you think you're safe but you're not. You're actually stuck. So it's like a layering thing. Okay. Following have been changed to movable to other characters within the same world. Ooh. The Monster Park boxes are movable to other characters within the same world. Oh my god, I have so many Sunday boxes scattered between all of my characters in my account. I think I have 11 characters with a Monster Park medal. With a Monster Park medal, yes. And all of them have like 77 Sunday boxes still unopened. So I probably have some... I've opened some on some characters, but I probably have somewhere north of 700 of those boxes. Damn. Okay. And all of the coins as well. Which I don't think is too important to make the coins transferable, because you could just buy the potions and then the potions are transferable and you don't really buy anything else with it. So that one's not as memes, but this is a lot of stuff. And it makes sense, right? Because you think about it, the amount of entries are limited per account, but then the rewards from those entries are completely limited per character. That's really... That's an annoying way of making that happen. On a side note, it's still very weird to me that Korean uses a font that adds extra branches to letters that aren't actually there, when your whole language is made up of branches giving the meaning to the sticks. Why do they still do that? Mind-blowing also. Okay. Personality trait items for the following items and content have been changed to be movable to other characters within the same world. Oh, that's cool too. So, wait, so only the ones that you get from that though. Okay. So, the exploration box. So, everything from the Monster Park boxes, everything from exploration, and from the boxes themselves. When it comes to the trait items can all be moved around now. Okay. That's cool too. Okay. Can these coins finally become useful for something? The following items have been changed so they can be opened consecutively when used, and the usage cutscene has been simplified. Sealed box, 4 types. Chaos sealed box. We'll have to look into these coins. Can you buy mastery books with these coins, or can you do something with these coins for some value? Because I've got so many on so many characters. That's gonna be one of the ways that we turn it into some value, right? With the mastery books, yeah. Sealed box, chaos sealed box, Alicia's ring box, all of them? Okay, so just gonna open faster. Shiny ring box and the hidden ring box, right? And these are the ones that you buy with the destroyed ring box pieces, right? One is... Was it hidden is like 10 and the shiny is 100 or something? Okay. The item lock feature has been changed so that you can lock multiple items consecutively. Oh, they added this recently in KMS, right? We don't even have this yet. But the item lock function... Finally, the gap, like the giant open space here in the middle is going to have something there. It's a green PC thing. But do you think they will add it though? Because this is in a similar way item locking, in the same sense that you have the item locks that you buy in the cash shop now, right? Or am I misremembering that? If they just put the NX item locking in a button here instead, and you can choose like which option, how much is it gonna cost, and then just select the item and just lock them. You can lock and unlock freely with green PC. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's different, so we might not get that at all. Okay. When fusing items, you can now right-click to select material items. Oh, okay, it's just right-click, and it'll pop it in, just like with extraction. Cool. Just speed that all up a little bit. The scrapyard area weeklies have been improved. Okay. Unified to the NPC. Oh, okay, cool. So you can just all hand them on to one NPC, thank God. Because that's probably the most annoying part, is finding out which goddamn NPC has which quest and where you have to hand everything in. And certain Heaven Weekly areas quests have been removed. Black Heaven, if you defeat Steel Generoid B and collect steel manufacturing number plates. I'm assuming these were like 2 of the ones that probably took the longest. Because there were a few dailies, or weeklies, if I remember correctly, that took forever because they were in maps where there were only like 2 or 3 of the monsters that would spawn at a time, and it would take you forever. Steelroids have like 8 mobs in a map. Yeah, okay, so take those out. Okay, cool. So that'll lower the barrier to Absolab and to mass producing Absolab. So that would be nice. Hopefully they keep looking back at this as well and see if these changes are enough or if they need to adjust it a little bit more. But I do like, this is already like some good quality of life stuff. Definitely in the right direction. Whether it's enough or not, we'll see. But that seems already like a pretty good move. Synapses from a daily gift have been changed to items or vouchers that are movable to other characters within the same world. Wow, almost everything. The teleport pendant slots. Spirit pendant voucher is also good. Oh, okay, cool. So most of this is going to be transferable now. So you could just pick it up on any character and it'll just be a coupon, and then you can throw it in storage and pick it up on whatever character you want to use it on later. Almost everything. The pendant, the coupon, the voucher for the spirit pendant, experience coupon, selective slot, honor, EGP. I don't know what we get for that. Red coupon voucher. Yeah, I mean, looks like all the valuable stuff. Okay, that's cool. That's good quality of life. Can delay spirit pendant? Yeah, so you can use your spirit pendants on a more specific time when you want to use it. It looks like it's the voucher. It says spirit pendant voucher 7 days. But as always, with MapleStory, you don't know if that means that the voucher is 7 days or it's a voucher for a 7-day item, because the way they word things is always a little bit yikes. But I'm going to assume that is a week voucher and that the pendant itself is for a week as well. That's what I'm going to assume. But even if it's just like 1 day or 3 days delayed, it'll give you a little bit more flexibility with when you want to use it, yeah. And with the limited access that we do get to spirit pendants, that's a nice quality of life extra. Then V Matrix, a big change from what I heard. You can now enhance, disassemble, and craft nodes directly through the V Matrix. That means through this V Matrix, this one. You don't have to go to a node master dude. You don't have to find a dude, talk to the guy. Honestly, it's not as bad anymore to have to go do that since they removed the PIC from that, because I think that was the worst part. The worst part about having to find a node master and everything was doing the PIC every single time and then closing it and reopening it and blah, right? So that was already good that was removed, but being able to just make nodes and disassemble nodes, craft nodes from the regular UI, I'm gonna tell you quite honestly, even after they implement that, I'm still gonna like walk to the node master a few times just because it's so ingrained in me from the last 6 years. But yeah, this is cool to do it on the fly, right? Like you're trying to go into a boss, you're like, oh shit, I want to get the healing special node. You can just like open up your matrix right there, click. It's probably still going to happen that you don't have enough shards, and you're going to have to go to storage, you're still going to have to open some nodes, so, you know. They just removed the node masters completely? Damn. RIP node masters, unemployed. They'll find something else for them to do. They're government workers, so they'll just be moved around for something else. If you make right-click a desired core to enhance, disassemble, or lock it, you can use the core disassemble button to disassemble multiple cores at the same time. You can use the crafting mode button to craft cores or node zones. Yeah, you cannot use the V-Matrix enhancement to disassemble and crafting features in certain maps, such as boss entry waiting maps. Yeah, I'm guessing they don't want you to accidentally fuck shit up, but I mean, just leaving the map and doing it and coming back is still faster than having leave the map and then teleport to a node master and then do the same thing. Okay, when creating a new character, after entering a name, another confirmation window will appear if the name is unused and can be created. How is that different from now? Oh, now it's like if you can't use it, it gives you a pop-up. But if you can use it, it just immediately goes to the next one, right? Yeah, true. So now if you now if you're like, oh, I wonder if this name is taken, and then it isn't, then boom, you're in, and it's like, oh shit. Well, I just wanted to check if it was taken, if it was an option. Maybe I didn't want to make it. Okay, that's probably nice. Yeah, that's good. Then Mugong will now appear in Mulung Garden, Wandering Bear's territory. Is this like as a mini boss, so you can actually get soul shards from him? Because it was mentioned. Wasn't it mentioned that people thought it was too hard to get him? Oh, for monster collection. Right. Because it was like impossible to get for monster collection because it's so high up in dojo. Okay. So no soul shards. Soul shards is still only from the dojo shop, right? Yeah, okay. Right, that's what people were complaining about in Korea, that it was too hard to add him to the collection, yeah. Moving to maps through the boss UI, you will now be moved directly to the entry waiting maps in the following bosses. Hilla, Arc, and Pink Bean. Nice. Not the extra. The one extra one I would like, though, is when you kill Normal Cygnus, that after you kill Normal Cygnus, you're completely kicked out and you don't have to walk through 2 more maps before you're out. Because it's just a little annoying if you're doing that on like 15 characters a week. And then you have like 2-3 extra maps on every character, so it's like 30 to 45 extra. Ugh. What about my golden flower going to Arcarium? Well, since everyone is getting teleported past it, there won't be any golden flowers anymore because nobody is walking past the maps anymore. Yeah, now we just need a pink whale to be removed. Or like all of the stuff in Princess No to just take normal damage. But yeah, you can still walk there if you want, but there's gonna be way fewer flowers. Everyone get a decked out fire poison from Monster Collection. That's gonna be like meta. I want the Monster Collection. And then there's some NX stuff. Choose to display your title and medals images. Oh, you would just be able to turn it off if you're trying to take screenshots and, you know, guild pictures and that kind of stuff. You don't have to actually unequip the stuff. You can just click a button and it'll be on or off. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Is he 5-piece pitched with the earrings? So much less clutter? Yeah, it looks way cleaner. And the fact that you never want to give people the ability to make certain stuff appear to make them stronger, and then that be a negative to your aesthetics that people pay money for as well, or for your visibility that will impact your gameplay. That's just not a good move. Abzo's shoulders? Yeah, I'm guessing it's either very high Star Force or he was working on Arcanes and blew it up, so he temporarily had to go back. I'm not sure. I think it's an anvil. Yeah, it could be anvils. Who knows? All we know is they don't have Gallux, right? Okay, you can use checkbox. When displays are turned off, the equipped images will become invisible to you, and others with the stats will still apply. Cool! Legion changes. Where are my level 275 pieces? Nah. Oh, I see an extra button, so I'm guessing this is a button to go fight to do your dailies, and this is a button to just pick up the coins instantly and move on. You can now claim your Legion coins without having to enter the raid. You can click the receive coins button to claim. You still want to go in though. You always want to go in and hit like once or twice, because you basically just get 2 free coins every time you do that. So I would never... cannot be used in certain maps, such as boss entry waiting maps. Why not? You lost like the one... You lost the one benefit, which is like going... The one benefit of the doubt is we don't allow this in this area because it might allow you to teleport out and then weird interactions might happen. You took that teleporting away out, but you're still not allowing us to do it in certain maps. Why not? Why can't we click the button and get the coins there? We can't spend the coins there, so it doesn't give any unfair advantage there. We can't teleport away and make weird interactions happen. Why can't... I just want to know why. Because this just seems so stupid. Seems completely unnecessary, right? Daily quest in all Arcane Rivers areas, Cernium Hotel Arcus can now be completed through the light bulb icon on the left side of the screen. Completing as well? Oh, man. Ooh, that is nice. Just start the dailies and just walk, do everything, and then just hold a wide chat and just and collect symbols. Seems like 2 seconds a day. I think it'll, with the teleporting to the maps, it'll probably save like a few minutes a day per account. Even if it's like 5 minutes a day, that's like half an hour a week saved. That's like 25 hours a year saved. I'll take it. 26. Maths. For MVP users and premium PC room when using the Maple auction, it has been changed so that the default time to register items for sale is for 48 hours. Huge. When entering the Otherworld's altar, the order of the options has been changed. The dimensional rift will now be displayed above the past leaf for option. Okay, but we don't have to do this anymore, right? Because we just teleport into the room now? So why did they also change this? It almost seems like if you were actually at this door, you would want the other option, no? I don't know. Even if I end up going through here, my muscle memory will still make me press down and enter and then have to go out and press the top one and enter again. They removed the path after the mirror, not the mirror itself. Oh, okay. So you teleport to the boss, you get to this map, then you go to the portal, you pick the top option, and then you're immediately at the last door where you go into the boss fight. Okay, when entering the Otherworld's altar, the order of options has been changed. The dimension of yeah, okay. Cool. The Blacklist has been improved. Dude, honestly, this game is so dead. Who uses the Blacklist? How many people do you have on your Blacklist? Check right now. Dude, it's got, even for me, like the annoying people who harass me in game is probably already more than most people. I bet I have like maybe 5 people in there. And some of those might be from years ago. I don't even know who they are. You're about to get blasted live on video though. Hang on. Blacklists. in this character, I have 1 person in there. Genos P. Good job. You're the only person in my blacklist. This is... Knowing Nexon though, this is probably not even shared within my account. This is like per character probably. Because that makes sense. Because you go through the lengths of blocking someone from being able to contact you. Obviously you only want them to not be able to contact you on 1 character. Nice. We register another character in your blacklist. All of the person's other characters within the same world will also be blacklisted. This is not one of those, why is that not instantly part of the feature things. The blacklist will not be shared within the same world. Another one of the... It's like, I know I'm just like a lowly game player and I'm not like a designer or anything, but this feature has no value without this being standard part of that. You know, that's like getting a restraining order against someone and then... Like 4 years later, you're like, now restraining orders will also work if the person is wearing sunglasses and we cannot recognize them easily. It's like, thanks. You know, the whole point is trying to block them from being able to contact you. Is it... Okay. The technology wasn't there yet? Okay. Amazing. Certain boss content's entry options have been unified and improved. This is a whole lot of information. What the... Is it the Verisilla entry? Why are there 4 options? The entry options for Lotus, Damien, Guardian Angel Slime, Lucid, Will, Gloom, Verisilla, Darknell, Black Mage, Saren, and Kalos have been unified. It has been improved so that it displays the number of remaining entries for you, for your character, the remaining entry cooldown time, the number of entry materials you currently have before entering these bosses. The whole, like... This thing is also so mind-blowing to me. There are so many places in the game where the game is like, oh, you can't go in because someone in your party has gone in the last 30 minutes. But we're not going to tell you who it is, and we're not going to tell you exactly how long you have to wait. You figure that part out. I hate you. Why? Clearly you know exactly who it is and how long it is, otherwise you wouldn't be able to give me this feedback. So give me that feedback so I could tell the party, okay guys, we just have to wait like 30 seconds for this guy to reset a cooldown, or yo, we have 28 minutes because this person has already gone, or because these 2 people have already gone. Do you guys want to come back in half an hour, or do we just find 2 other people who can run? Like, let us fucking structure our runs. But now, for some areas, you have this, but do you remember the days where it's like, okay guys, we all have to leave party, we all have to go to a different map, we all have to try to queue up for the boss and see if we can actually queue. Then you have like one idiot who doesn't do that, who just tries to enter the fight. Turns out they actually could enter, and now they entered, now they do have the 30-minute cooldown. It's like, nothing seems to be like user tested when it gets implemented, and it's like, okay, you designed this, that's cool. Why don't you let people play around with it a little bit, see how that works, yeah, it impacts people, and then see what kind of dumb shit players run into, right, which they inevitably will, and then try to build around that, not around like, oh, this is how it should work, let's just implement it, boom, done. What's the point of cooldown? So the point of cooldown is that if you take a person into a boss fight and you just leave them in there, you leave the party, you don't kill the boss, but you get it like very close to death, and then you take someone else into the boss fight again, you haven't cleared yet, and you don't have a cooldown entry, you could just go in again with someone else, right? Because you don't have the clear. And then you can get them to an inch of their death again, and then you can go in with another person. Theoretically, this way, you could carry like 40 people, and then those people could just kill in their own time, and all the people would get half the crystal value, greatly increasing the amount of mezzo that gets created. Plus, all of those people will get like the full drops, basically. That's what KMS wanted to prevent. So their best option thought, oh, let's just block everyone for 30 minutes from entering again and destroy like everybody's user experience, just because this one niche situation that like 3 people are doing to generate more crystal value is actually kind of upsetting, is something that we don't want. So let's just ruin it for everyone. It's like prime example of like throwing out the baby with the bathwater kind of solution. And that's why we're all still stuck with that. Thanks again, KMS, for that, for coming up with a great way of solving that completely non-existent issue. And but yeah, so that was something that nobody in GMS is doing, because that's way too much trouble and it wouldn't make any sense to do. But because KMS was doing it, now we're stuck with that as well. And then with the half-hour entry, which is just, yeah, horrible in a lot of ways. The worst part, though, I will say, the worst part of cooldowns is not how long they are. The worst part of some cooldowns is that they don't keep counting while you're offline. Those are the worst ones. Like logging back in after not having played your character for 4 weeks and still having like 45-minute cooldown on your boss, on your guild skills is like the worst fucking thing. That shit is so annoying. Or like on creation of smithing items or something. And it's like, really? You have to... Because you know what it is? It has nothing to do with like practicality or with what is useful or with user experience, and it has everything to do with just wanting players to be logged in to your game so you can boost your player numbers. That's all it has anything to do with. And it's kind of pathetic, you know? Like when it's an AFK event, you can kind of see like, oh, it's tit for tat. You AFK on the game, you boost our numbers, you get some experience for it, or you get some rewards for it. Like, I get it, you know? It makes some sense. But this is just like, hey, we're just gonna suck your electricity and your computer usage and your internet time out of you because we want our numbers to be bigger. It's like, God damn it. Okay, so better view on the bosses, entries, entry requirements, all that stuff. Cool. Then, big boxes. Okay. Looks like 40 slot scroll, material, and title bags. Oh, recipe, scroll, and title bags, yeah. Oh my god, wait, wasn't I just yelling about this? Well, I yell about everything, but like, wasn't I yelling about this like 3 weeks ago? About how these items should actually be allowed in the material bags because there's nothing allowed in there. Like, the only thing is like the crystals and the powders, and you can't even fill up the bag. Oh, and they put exactly those things in there. Nice. So now we can actually use that bag for the... Because these are crafting materials, right? Didn't make any sense that they wouldn't be able to be put in there. All right. Crafting bags improved. Yes, yes. Monster life maximum amount of Waru you can hold has been changed to 100 mil -1. Amazing. Monster dismissal cutscene has been simplified. Auto take care feature has been added to take care of all your monsters at the same time. Auto take care consumes 1,000 water regardless of your farm level or number of monsters. A failure to immediately dismiss a monster after acquiring it has been added. Oh, feature, not a failure, sorry. Old man yells at bag. Colorized. Oh yeah, and there's an option, I think, to immediately sell all of your crystals that you have. So be careful if you are trying to min-max on your limit of 180, but you are doing some bosses in your weekly section. Like you're still doing normal normal Magnus, normal Queen, normal Vellum, right, for the soul shards. And you have those crystals in your bag, you're not going to want to auto-sell them. So you'll have to drop them first, especially like this one that's like 120k. But an option to sell all of them at once, so that's cool. You could just like bleep. I can make money even faster now, guys, and I can make billions in a blink of an eye. Well, it's not gonna be as important anymore now because now everyone's gonna be doing it. Now it's not gonna be cool anymore. I'm gonna have to find the new cool thing, guys. Don't worry, I'll find the new cool thing. Everyone caught up now on the last 5 years of what I've been doing, so now I'm gonna find a new cool thing. Don't you worry about that. When you have a cash shop weapon equipped, you can now choose between one-handed weapon motion, two-handed weapon motions, or gun motions. Well, we are playing an NA, so we already know what everyone's gonna pick. Cool. Actions which apply to choose chosen motion: standing, walking, jumping, and taking a breath. In the cash shop, you can now double-click specific items and packages detailed view windows to preview them individually. Oh, cool. That's a kind of a cute box, by the way. I like that. And the new cool jazz be better. Exactly. Okay, boss UI reorganization. Are we finally going to be able to make pugs? Pickup groups. We organize into a new form. It is now a separate window from the existing buddy party and blacklist UI with all of the features related to boss content. How am I getting into my buddy list now if I can't get there through my boss content? Fuck. I'm gonna have to get a new key on my keyboard. No, I already have such a little room. Okay. Okay. You now use the boss UI to check if you can enter a boss, move to boss's map, and various features such as the boss party, recruitment, bulletin board. Jesus. Okay. Party boss button in the community menu at the bottom of the screen has been separated into party and boss buttons. Okay. Wait, this isn't party, is it? It's like T. Where's the R? Boss. Yeah, well, this is it. Never mind. By clicking the boss button or by pressing the existing boss shortcut key. Ooh. Losing a little color there. Ursus content has been removed from the reorganized boss UI. You can now enter Ursus only through the dimensional mirror. Cringe. Kalos parties. Looks like you can set Karosu. Oh, chaos. Is it supposed to be like? Is it chaos Kalos? Is that what it says? Oh no, Guardian Kalos, and then difficulty, Guardian Kalos, difficulty Kalos, yeah, and then level, level requirement 300. Okay. Rebel 300. Yikes! Not too many people are gonna apply for that. Pros only, yeah. By the way, no crying, no raging. Pro rules. You can use the boss recruitment bulletin board through the boss UI. You can select the boss and difficulty you want to recruit a party for, and if you want set application condition. Dude, there's gonna be every single day when this happens, there's gonna be parties for normal lucid, like 45k stat at minimum. 44k stat and less need not apply. It's gonna be like easy lucid parties like that. Easy ball rug, only level 300, yeah. Set application conditions based on level, Mulung Dojo floor, Legion level, Arcane power levels, and Authentic power level. Sacred power, okay. And then so you can just select the boss, select the difficulty, and then see the lists, and then see all the requirements. And then you can apply. You can join boss parties that are recruiting on the bulletin board. However, you must meet the prerequisites for the boss content, just the required level and pre-quest. In addition, if there are any application conditions, you must meet those as well to apply. Wait, but you can't put stat, right? They should allow you to put stat in there, so it just checks how much stat you have. If the party leader accepts your application through the UI, you will instantly join the party. Cool beans. Party members and applicants can check each other's character information. You can check character's level, Mulung Dojo floor, Legion level, Arcane power level, and Sacred power level. For the Mulung Dojo floor, you can also see the refresh date. Oh shit. My Dojo floor is garbage though. It's gonna look bad. People are actually gonna run Dojo just for this because other party members are just gonna shit on them. Stat and how many times you've already killed the boss? Yeah, I mean, a carry's gonna count like a kill, and if you DC and it's still clear, it's not gonna count as a kill probably, so that number might not be 100% accurate, but it would be something. It would be, I think, close enough to being a good number to have in there, yeah. With the pump up dojo participation, I think in KMS dojo participation is actually pretty important and is pretty predictive to how good someone is with their character. So it makes more sense there. But yeah, I think in general it's not a bad idea to promote content that is maybe not being played as much. Then power crystal change. Again, this is for Korea. This is after they've had the crystal changes with the value, the flexible value based on weekly clears for over a year now. Well, not over a year, but about a year now. The price of intense power crystals will be fixed after the changes on April 21st at 12 a.m. So they're no longer going to be flexible weekly and changing around. They are going to fix them, which I believe for everything under Lotus and Damien, with the exception of CPAP, means that the value is going to be slightly lower than it was a year ago before the increase. And for all the other bosses, it's going to be from a little bit higher to significantly higher. With Black Mage being at a crispy, clean 1.4 bill there, I see. I wonder if the Kalos ones are immediately going to be fixed too, when it hasn't even been like killed a single time yet. Well, I imagine that the value they have based around the changed and flexible value of the other symbols though. Do you think they're going to postpone another 4 months for us until this happens? Maybe when we get crystal value, we just get immediately what KMS changed it to, and then with our regular GMS multiplier, and then boom, it's done. Maybe. That would make sense, so probably not, actually. Never mind. These crystal values are so dumb, though. 155,415,587 mez. GMS got that? Yeah. Maybe they're capable, you know, who knows. So Nils Power Crystal Change system till we pause. The price change system was first applied in the August 12th, 2021 update. I'm sure. Wait, really? It was August 12th? Oh yeah, so it wasn't quite a year yet then. Usually August is 8. So it's 8 months ago. So it'll be a little bit over 8 months. Okay. To ensure the NS Power Crystals maintained appropriate values based on the boss difficulty. Kind of. It's mostly so because they didn't want the market to overflow with mesos. And if a boss was too easy to kill and gave too much meso comparatively, then everyone would just start farming it and it would flood the market with meso and it would cause deflation in value for items. So that is why they made it so that the it would like self-regulate basically, supply and demand. After the price change system was implemented, we observed things like the total amount of mesos generated through intense power crystals, the ratio to total meso regeneration, and the number of times the bosses were defeated every week, and we have decided that the current prices are appropriate. Although the price change system will be paused temporarily, we will continue to monitor various indicators to ensure that the intense power crystal maintain appropriate values. Okay, so it's not necessarily a permanent fix. They still open up or reserve the rights to change them in the future. Okay. Then story improvements settings related to cow. Cacao. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spoilers, guys. Major lore spoilers on the way, okay? Major lore. If you care and you don't want to be no, there's no word there, but lore spoilered. Look away now for the next 6 minutes. Rifts that exude a familiar energy have been created in Isfera, Ligma, and the Temple of Time. You can faintly hear a familiar voice inside. Who are they? New quests. Cow's memories have been added. Cow's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and last memory. He only has 8 memories, not too much. The following NPCs have been added. Rift. Nice. Okay, developer notes. Existing cow-related stories have issues where there were inconsistencies and they could not capture various characters' individuality. Therefore, in this update, we added the new Cow's Memories quest and reorganized the stories of Road of Vanishing, Ligma, and Ellen Forest to improve the completeness of cow-related stories. Ellen? We're coming back to Ellen now, okay. The newly added Cow's Memories are a story device that lets you see the paths and decisions that Cow took in the past at major story junctions. We hope this will help increase the consistency of the story and help players understand it more easily. In addition, the changes in Ellen Forest, Road of Vanishing, and Ligma stories are expected to enhance the identities of each job and make the Arcane River and Black Mage stories more charming. We continue to make improvements so that we can provide better stories to our players. Alright, cool. Because, yeah, people in Korea were complaining that a bunch of the storylines and a bunch of the lore was actually completely inconsistent, right? So they started a lore team who is now, yeah, hard at work, exactly, Kyle. I mean, they're paying him, so they better be putting in that work. You know, you gotta work. Maple Lore's Poggers, it's something. It's something. Is this new? This was already here. This was here. There's a map behind that guy? Oh yeah, I never knew that. Okay. Alright, Helios Tower was discovered a strange book, a self-written book titled The Chronicles of... A self-written book? Damn. What secrets are hidden within it? I don't know. Maybe there's Ligma in it. Participation target, characters level 95 or higher. Participation requirements, accept the Ellen for strange book. Oh, okay. Like it's even added. Testonen? Baby Kirin. Oh my god, is this the first pregnant NPC in MapleStory? Is this a thing? Pregnant man? Wow, they're really going all out to try to check all the woke boxes now. The following Ellen Forest NPCs' appearances have been changed. Huh. Wait. Where do baby NPCs come from? Oh. Sex is canon now? Oh god. Following quests have been added. That's a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, so that's the whole Ellen Forest theme dungeon reorganization. We have another theme dungeon, guys. Yay. Like an actual theme dungeon and not just an area where stuff happens. Right, skill changes. The moment you've all been waiting for. Movement skills that made a character become in combat have been improved. The skills that have been changed are as follows. Nightlord Rush, Shadow Rush, Windbreaker, Windwalk, Nightwalker's Rapid Evasion, Shade's Backstep, and Blaster's Bobbin and Weavin. Following skills have been changed so that they no longer deal damage to monsters if they hit more than a certain number of times without moving. They no longer deal damage to monsters if they hit more than a certain amount of times without moving. Without the monster moving or without the skill moving? Without the character moving? Is this gonna like... the character? I mean, that's how I would see it, but... Yeah. So basically, ticks for these skills are going to count as hits that you do with a regular skill and that require you to move to make sure that you can keep hitting, basically. They're nerfing my AFK Commercy runs with Buck. I mean, those are only 30 seconds at a time, right? So I don't think they will count. Okay, so that's the Fire Aura, the, that's Serpent Screw, Lord of the Deep, Metamorphosis, and Demon Frenzy, okay? Probably also for Kana. Doesn't that skill already kind of stop sometimes? It just randomly disappears? You're talking about the, Circle of Suppression, right? Okay, Quiver Flow, Bolt Flow, these skills have been improved so they are no longer affected by cooldown resets and skill cooldown reduction effects. Oh, never mind, okay. I think we were theory crafting about this earlier, if it was even worth ever trying to get cooldown reset or skip cooldown. Because this was like one of the only skills that it would be useful for, so they even took that away. So, okay, it's not even part of the that meme conversation, it's not even part of anymore, okay. I guess they heard us over there. But evasion skill has been improved so that it no longer activates special cores. Okay, so repositioning doesn't put you in a position where you have to instantly start attacking and doing stuff. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, shade changes. Ooh. Debuff duration has been increased to 60 seconds on Blade Imp. Woo. How much is it now? Is it like 6 seconds now? It's pretty short, no? $15? Okay, okay. 60 is really nice. Okay. Spirit Frenzy damage increased from 90% to 175%. Wait, isn't this the thing that gets like 600% bonus final damage with the pink stuff? If the bonus damage... If the base damage almost doubles, then just the whole skill doubles in damage, no? They removed the pink stuff? Oh, okay. Okay, so it's gonna be less, like, specific to activate it like that, and just the baseline damage is brought up instead. That seems fair. Or at least the least they could do. Feature of Spirit Frenzy final damage would be increased if used with the Guardian Spirit, and used Spirit Frenzy has been removed. But so that's like 600% final damage removed, and then the base damage is just doubled? Feature where Spirit Frenzy's final damage is increased. Oh, 750, my bad. 750% when used one time while the Guardian is active during focus has been added. So they added it during Spirit Focus. Huh. Shade could not activate their main skill, the Enhanced Spirit Frenzy, when they wanted. We decided this was not appropriate for recent combat patterns, so we have removed the Spirit Frenzy buff from Spirit Bond Maximum. Instead, we have moved the effective Spirit Focus to allow them to enhance Spirit Frenzy more freely. Yeah, okay, so it no longer randomly pops up, which is some damage loss. And to compensate for that, now it's easier to choose when to activate it, and when you do, it's going to do double the damage, basically, to make up for the difference. Yeah, this seems... That's a lot of damage. If used well. They apparently do 4 times more damage in half the time or something, according to... that skill specifically? I say 4 times more. Do you mean 4 times more, or do you mean 4 times as much? Compared to how it is in GMS now. Damn. Okay. Demon Booster have been changed into passives. Demon Slayer. Okay, these Demon Slayer changes are just talked about with Damien like a little bit. These are apparently just really fucking broken. If you don't have a Demon Slayer like bossing mule yet, like you want to make one. Because this shit is just gonna be stupid strong. So for Demon Lash, you can now activate the next hit of the skill without pressing the skill key repeatedly. You can continue with the second, third, and fourth hit. So like hit progression is just gonna save. So you don't have to like spam, bam to get like the big effect. You could just use it whenever you want to. So that's nice. It's just like a nice little extra thing. Darkness are going to put the character in combat, so that's also nice. You can just teleport around. Demon Impact effect output method when hitting monsters has been improved. That's just a minor thing. Duration from Demon Slash increase from 4 seconds to 15 seconds. It's kind of similar to this thing here in where it is an extra buff that's going on that you want to upkeep. It's almost like the extra swing that the Arons do to increase their damage, right? The fact that that buff is going to last longer for them as well. It's like a similar change here. The scheme has DS that bad. Apparently they don't perform well over there, mainly because of attack speed stuff. In GMS, they just do way better over here. And so they just keep getting buffed for KMS reasons, which means in GMS they just are just insanely good. Yeah, especially if there is times when your basic attacks is where all the damage comes from. I think it's one of the reasons probably why Aaron is like pretty good as well. The hero, and to an extent Nightlord as well, because Nightlord is seen as pretty balanced over there. It's not super overplayed. It's still seen as a really good burster, but it's not seen as like an insane class that nobody can get close to. But in GMS, because of the extra attack speed during spread throw, is just fucking massive. Cerberus action delay changed. Action delay is decreased by 13%, and effect output when hitting monsters has been improved. And then, you know, a small change here. Demon Bane's final damage is now increased by 90% if used during Demon Awakening, which is at least what Damien said is like it's something that people already do. So the Demon Bane went from being like a little bit weird to set up, but doing like an insane amount of damage, to becoming a complete iframe and doing insane damage, to now being a complete iframe and almost doing double the damage now, just if you use it during Demon Awakening. So I think even with like very moderate funding, you just jump into any CRA boss and you like pop your big buffs, pop the bind, Demon Bane, and just blow them up. I don't even know. And then you can just wait until Demon Bane comes back and then just blow up the next one, you know? But yeah, it's gonna be fun times. Demon Slayer's main skill, Demon Bane, could not synergize with Demon Awakening and Demon Slash remain time reinforce. Yeah, so I guess you do like a 1 Demon Slash before that as well. That's how you did Clown? Yeah, it sounds like that's how you would do it, yeah. In this update, we increased the duration of Demon Slash time reinforcement, so Demon Bane can continue to receive its effect. And we also changed Demon Bane so that it deals more damage when used during Demon Awakening. In addition, we have improved the convenience of controlling Demon Slayer by, improving the skill that needed to be input frequently, Demon Slash and Enhanced Demon Slash, to make them more comfortable to use. Yeah, this seems pretty fucking good. Yeah, kind of Aquafina. There's like the huge burst setup, yeah, and then you just hard cash in on it, yep, basically. Blaster. The skill has been improved so that the combination training can be stacked even when canceling while in the air. I don't know enough about Blaster to know what that really does and how that really affects their gameplay. Shockwave Punch will now deal 220% increased damage when attacking normal monsters. I mean, I guess higher level mobbing and like Cernium and Hotel and, you know, Arcus, that kind of stuff, that's probably useful. But again, not too sure about Blaster gameplay and all that stuff to know how impactful that's going to be. But no, well, at least they're not getting nerfed, right? So I'm probably happy with that. Kaiser Wingbeat, the skill has been changed so that it only is only included in the limit on the number of times skills can be used without moving when it is first used. It is only included in the limit on the number of times skills can be used without moving when it is first used. I don't really exactly get what that's supposed to mean. It just means move your character around, you lazy fuck, right? That's, I guess, what that says. Cadena changes. Chain Arts Stuff Hustle will now be invincible for 2 seconds after using this skill. When the keydown ends, the invincibility effect will also end. This skill is no longer affected by cooldown resets. Damn. And then chain arts takedown. The character can now move after binding the enemy. After using takedown, a battering attack will be activated with different power based on the number of additional weapon variety hits activated within 5 seconds. The battering... Oh, okay. So you just don't just spam your attack key, but you spam all the different keys with all the different animations. Battering attacks and shockwaves will be used at the location where the skill was first used. They'll be activated even if the enemy is not bound. The invincibility effect has been removed. I mean, this will be... It's very different. Takedown skill had low effectiveness because the character could not move around freely when using it, and although it had an invincibility effect, it was difficult to use its flexibility because of its long cooldown. What was it? Long cooldown. Was it 150 seconds? It was like 2.5 minutes, right? I think no, I said 50 seconds, 150 seconds, 10 seconds. Yeah, you have 10-second iframe, but out of those 10 seconds, what, like 7 or 8 of the seconds, you're just like stuck in that stupid animation. No, not 7 or 8, probably like 5 or 6. But like half the, yeah, 5, like half the duration you're just stuck, you know. Every of the several changes may increase takedowns effectiveness and increase Kadena's combat capability. First, takedown's invincibility effect has been moved to Tough Hustle. However, you inevitably had to change it so its cooldown could not be reset, so it would not have excessive utility. Yeah, because, for people who don't know, Kadenas already take chance to skip cooldown as their top line for invulnerability because it's so good, because they have some really, really high damaging skills that all have cooldowns, so with every single chance to have a... Every single time I use a skill to have a chance to skip the cooldown and be able to spam it again is really, really powerful, and it increases their damage by a whole lot. So if they would add that, and then, you know, if you get lucky, you get like 3 iframes in a row. Then again, I don't think that would have been super impactful on their gameplay, because you're not going to use Cheat Art Stuff Hustle as a... you're going to be using it all the time, just like spamming it because you have it. Although they did change it to it maxing out your muscle stacks. So, being able to tap it whenever, that does make it a little bit easier. Kind of fast is difficult? Well, that's going to change with the chain arts, right? Chain arts is going to instantly give you full stacks. Yeah, so with that in mind, that's probably the main reason why they did. Also, when takedown is used, the character can now move around freely, and after using it, the final attack with different power will be activated based on the number of additional weapon variety hits activated within the certain period of time. Okay, the battering attack will happen even if you don't bind an enemy, so you can use takedown as an attacking skill even when you don't need to or can't bind the enemy. Feels like a lot of the value from chain arts is just all being from takedown is being moved away to other stuff. Mainly to Tough Hustle, because Tough Hustle in general is just like, yeah, it was like an okay mobbing skill way in the beginning, but as soon as you get a little bit stronger, Tough Hustle is almost kind of like a Rune of Might, where in the beginning it's like really cool to be able to kill things in a big AoE around you, but the stronger you get, the more it actually holds you back. So this seems like a good move. I will have to see from Cadenas in action, but they'll probably get used to it because they are characters that already are used to playing with higher key input and with more with higher skill ceiling stuff. So I assume that they'll be able to put this to good use and see some nice increase in damage for also a decrease in complexity. But that wasn't what I was going for. I was in like getting railroaded basically, right? Like, oh, press this button, be stuck for 5 seconds, yeah, and now spam your other shit. Having more options to do other stuff. Yeah, it's increasing complexity. You're going to be able to move more stuff into a smaller confined space. But what I meant was you're not going to be as railroaded into like press this button means being stuck here thing. You'll have a bit more freedom to do what you want in that time. But with more, you know, with more freedom comes more responsibility or whatever the fuck, you know. Life as a Kaiser main is just suffering. Yeah, it doesn't seem amazing. Okay, Ilium. So many changes that it can't even fit it on one page. Holy shit. Action delay when linked has been decreased by about 6% on the orb and the javelin. Action delay when not linked decreased by 8%. Crystal charge has been changed so that when the crystal charge reaches 30, 60, and 90, the excess charge amount will be preserved. Okay. Divine Shield, Blessed Marks are no longer consumed when the skill is activated. The 100% stance applied when the skill is activated has been remove. Okay, well, they already have 100% stance, right? Curse mark mastery, curse mark completion. The number of curse marks that can be stacked have been changed to 3 and 5 regardless of the skill level. Oh, 3 on 2 and 5 on 3, I guess? Okay. Okay, and then Glory Wings Javelin, fixing each more Glory Wings Javelin hit an enemy. No, don't start new playlists. Don't start in the middle of the playlists. Sometimes magic missiles would not be fired. Mortal Wing with skills been changed so that the curse marks are stacked up to the maximum on enemies hit. Oh, cool. Dude, there's so many different like stacks and bars and stuff with this character. The creation distance has been increased by about 20% on Glory Wings Harmony Wingbeat. The enemy search range has been increased by about 579% on the big robot dude. So he will always be hitting something in the map, no matter how far. Soul of Crystal feature has been added where you can use the skill with the down arrow key to consume all of your crystal pieces to create multiple soul crystals at once, which you want to do right before you go into your Glory Wings, because if you go into Glory Wings and there are more Soul of Crystals, the Soul of Crystals get consumed and you deal more bonus damage, if I remember correctly from the little bit of Ilium I did play during Project C, right? So the big robot dude will just casually World Reaver in a map. Well, his search range is increased. I don't know if his attack... Well, I'm going to assume that his search range is just now the size of his attack range. Because I don't think he can actually hit until he hits the corner of a map, right? He still has a limited range, I think. For his skill, like if you put him on one side instead of in the middle, in like one of the first Limina maps, I don't think he can reach all the way to the other side. It'd be cool if you could, though. They're like those giant, those giant robots in the animes that like shoot out a laser thing and it just keeps going. It just destroys everything in the path. So Ilium has a skill structure where you just accumulate crystal stacks, use skills in stages based on accumulated stacks, and then finally activate Glory Wings to unleash powerful attacks. However, due to various problems, the structure did not give as much feedback as we intended, so we would like to correct them. Alright, first we fixed the problem where the excess amount of charge would be lost when crystal charge reaches certain levels to improve this so that the crystal charge can be accumulated in the intended cycle. In addition, when Mortal Wingbeat is used in Glory Wings mode, we have added a feature where it stacks the maximum number of curse marks on enemies hit, so that even after Glory Wings is activated, you can consistently apply the maximum number of curse marks. Cool. Also, Harmony Wingbeat's creation range was shorter than Glory Wings Javelin's range, so there was a problem where Harmony Wingbeat would not activate even if Javelin hit an enemy, which we have improved. Okay, finally, example. Reports sent by many players who found a problem where magic missiles sometimes did not fire when using Glory Wings Javelin missile have been corrected. Okay. In addition to the above structural improvements related to using crystal stacks Glory Wings, we have made several additional improvements. In the last update, we fixed Gram Holder's detect direction setting logic. Yeah, I remember that. However, we found a problem where faraway boss monsters would not be recognized, as attack targets because Gram Holder's enemy search range was too short. We have greatly increased it. Okay. I also want to improve combat convenience by aiding the ability to install multiple Souls of Crystals at the same time. I think we're really gonna get to the point where all of the classes... I mean, even now, I feel already compelled to say it. If you enjoy the character, just fucking play it, and you're gonna be able to, you know, get to any part of the game and play it to any part of the game, and it'll be viable. But we're really going to get to the point where if someone is going to be like, okay, what's the number one, what's the easiest class to play, that we're really going to be, or what's like the strongest class, what's the number one pick, that everyone's going to be like, I actually don't know. It could be like 8 to 10 classes at this point. I think that's a good, I think if we get to that point, then the game will be so much more successful, I think, and more balanced. Than it's a worse answer for people coming to the game, but I think that's good. I don't want people to just bandwagon something because it's just like objectively better across the board. I hate that. If you have like 3 classes, it's a little bit unavoidable, but if you have 50 classes, that should never be possible. So seems like we're getting closer and closer to that. Okay, and then we have Lara with even more holy fuck. Okay, damage increased substantially. 250 to 60, 63 to 90. Eruption 120 to 145, 85 to 110. These are big. These are big increases. They look like small increases, but percentage-wise of the base number, this is huge. It's like a fifth or something. This is like 20% final damage increase, basically, or even higher for some of these, like 30 to 35%. Skill is no longer affected by skill effect transparency. Nobody uses this anyway. Wind swing, you can now float through the middle part of the skill, even while they're in the air. The middle area has been increased by 205%. Okay. Damage increase decrease from 590 to 440, but number of hits from 6 to 10 on the puddle. Jesus. So that's like what? 3.6, 3,540 to 4,400. Yeah, that's like, what is that? 30% more damage. That's bigly, all right. That's hugely. This wins 255 to 215%. Hits from 2 to 3. When multiple fireballs hit a single enemy, the second and later fireballs will now have their final damage decreased by 40%. Oh, so a little bit of a nerf here on the Sunlight Sprout. Okay, and then Nature Master swelling damage boost increased on everything by another insane amount, which is weird because their mobbing was already doing very well, right? But okay, just I don't know, man. If you're looking for like an easy mobber who could just keep destroying everything, Lara's your pick here. Slumber Awakening's damage boost increased from 45% points to 95. Lara's absorption skills are easier to hit than eruption skills, but they have slightly lower damage. Therefore, in situations where you could hit all of the eruption skills, you would actively use them as much as possible, but if not, it was better to choose whether to absorb or erupt the Dragon Veins, which was the intended optimal playstyle. However, there was a problem where Sunlight Spread damage was too high compared to other absorption skills, so there was no choice. Yeah, I think what people were saying, like, you have to absorb the sunlight and then just summon the other two, and that's how you, like, optimize your damage. So now they're evening it out a little bit. In this update, we have adjusted the 3 absorption skills to have similar effectiveness so that you can flexibly choose between eruption and absorption based on a situation. In this process, we inevitably had to slightly lower Sunlight Sprout's damage when multiple fireballs hit a single enemy. However, since the damage of the other skills has been increased, we expected overall performance to be improved. We also discovered the cooldown reset effects applied to absorption skills, which made their effectiveness higher than we intended. As mentioned earlier, Lara's intended playstyle is to choose and activate absorption and eruption skills based on the situation. However, since many players have used this effect recently, we want to keep it as an option without any additional changes. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's all the skill changes. A quest change, item change. Cube chairs can now be used in areas outside of town. Amazing. Okay, monsters will, easy, normal, and hard phase 1's dimensional collapse has been changed to be activated with more accurate timing. Even more accurate? Oh, I thought they already did that recently. Rain and Shumi's images have been changed. Oh, more shadow under the skirt. Maybe, I don't know. They both have that same position. Fewer ankles, no more panties. Rip. Never thought that Noah would be sad that there would be fewer panties. They removed the 1 pixel panty shot. Okay. Amazing. The chat window before entering Poyon Frito Hunting will now show you the number of entries for the day, and after entering, the number of remaining entries for the day will be displayed in the message system. Insert bosses reward phases. If you use the exit portal without defeating the reward monster, a warning message will now be displayed. You can no longer use the exit portal during the transition from the combat phase to the reward phase. Okay, so you can accidentally leave, I guess. For Lotus, Damien, Will, Gloom, Darknell, and Varicella. When you use weapon tempering, advanced weapon tempering, the materials in the crafting bag will now be used first. Sure. Reboot World. The following bags entitled wallets will be added to Reboot World's main town general shops. The existing 20-slot bags and title wallet items will be removed. 40-slot chair bag, 40-slot soul bag, 40-slot recipe bag, and a 40-slot title wallet. Oh, they're adding the 40-slot soul bag. Nice. That's some good shit. This one right here. That's the one you want, chat. 39 extra slots of inventory space. Fuck yeah. What? Okay, who drew the chair bag? What's going on? There's like a... It's like a chair in another... What's that thing behind it? What is that? This is unintuitive to me. What am I looking at? Like, this makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. What's going on here? What's the thing behind it? Tell me in the comments. Okay. Straps to carry the bag. But it already has this thing, no? Are you supposed to like carry it by hand? I don't know. Like a suitcase? Maybe. Maybe multiple carrying options. It's an open bag. And a closed one at the same time. Yeah, it looks like something funky is going on. The sprite is broken. Okay. Monster Live. The Seed. C24's quiz have been changed so that Alicia provides visual hints so you can solve it without listening to the background music. But the whole point is to listen to the background music. Is it like ableist? So deaf people can't do... whatever. Okay. Legion combat participation, participated buttons, action, time interval has been changed to be shorter. Auction house, sure. Skill fixes. Okay. Max is really good at highlighting and boldening things when it's important. If nothing is boldened, then I assume nothing here is major. Sound effects. Yeah, because the error fixes are usually just very, very minor, weird interactions that are fixed. Sound effect, buff icon, interruption recording using Dominion, and rapid throw consecutively. You are reconnected to the game while boost activate was active. The shortcut key icon appeared to still be Fix issue where Grip of Agony did not deal damage to stunned monsters. Oh, that's probably a good fix. You do tend to want to grip the bound boys. Fix issue where Abyssal Recall's final attack could be activated multiple times. Just spam that button. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along, nothing. What do you mean our BA just tripled? Just move on. Nobody saw anything. Fix issue where certain effects were output awkwardly when Abyssal Recall was reused to activate the final attack. Okay, some just interactions with the new options they gave. Pink Bean. Buff icon was sometimes displayed on non-pink bean jobs. That is very interesting. Okay, and then some quest changes, don't care. Item changes, don't care. It's all about spelling and stuff. Monster changes, where the slam down attack could be activated while teleporting. She would not attack after changing appearances. Lotus, phase 2 and 3, electricity pattern where sometimes you could not jump onto the platforms. Fiction issue, Endymion, normal and hard. Where the fallen world trees power explosions sometimes hit late. Fiction issue, Endymion, normal. Okay. Okay, nothing major here. Maps, changes, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Achievements, nobody cares. UI, nobody cares. Okay, it's all tiny, tiny shit. Oh, you can also just hold Demon Slash down now? If you want to do the attack progression? Wow. Man, that's a... As far as it being an update that doesn't add a whole lot of new content into the game, but just one that clears up existing content, this is like really solid. Huge QL stuff. Again, just gotta say for the third time, I guess, that a lot of this stuff feels like things that should have been in there immediately, and it's a little weird that them adding them so late after, you know, I feel like they should have been in there, but better late than never, I guess. You know, it's still a Nexon game and Nexon content, so better late than never. The thing I'm still most excited for is to see if when the Destiny hits us, what they're going to do with the boss crystals, and I guess on a more pertinent note, you know, on like what's closer to GMS, what they're going to do with that, and how the skill changes are going to look for Kana, Hayato, Jet, and Beast Tamer. That's right now what I'm more excited for. So keeping a closer eye a little bit on maybe JMS, but like TMS and Maple C, right? Maple C tends to get those updates just a little bit before us because of the anniversary timing. So yeah, and this also is coming with anniversary in KMS, but usually Max doesn't go really into all of that stuff until the actual live patch. That'll be next Thursday, so expect next Thursday or next Friday a video on probably on Friday. Thursday I'm going to be busy. On Friday, if Max has all of it done, on how the anniversary is going to look in KMS. Is it 20th anniversary? No, 19th anniversary, right? 19th anniversary. And what kind of stuff is going to be part of that. So stay tuned for all of that. But yeah, let me know what you guys are most looking forward to in this. And thanks for watching. And be sure to support Max if you like this stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, YouTube.